Hey everybody, how's it going? I thought we would take a second and see how the brand new Mercury X by Meris can handle some of the algorithms in the Walrus Slöer stereo reverb. Some similarities in that they're both stereo, they both have ability for presets, they both have multiple algorithms and whatnot, but they're completely different in the way they approach things. The Slöer has 5 algorithms that you can choose from. The Mercury X, I'm thinking, is somewhere in the realm of 8 or 9. I honestly forget the top of my head. And where the Slöer has the ability to do the what you see is what you get on the knobs. So in this current setting, all of the knobs correlate to the actual sound you're getting. The Mercury X is a bit different. It's all inside the brain here. And you can see a lot of it on the screen, but you have to kind of dive in to really tweak it to get the exact sound you want. And there's pros and cons to both, and we're not going into that now. Let's just see how they sound when it comes to a wet mix and a dry. So right now, actually, we have a really cool feature that I have set for both. I'll jump into that real quick. This is the dream mode on the Slöer, and the dream mode has this ability to, when you click the sustain switch, it actually is a latching switch that applies a pad, basically instantly freezes what you're playing and kind of continues that indefinitely, versus the other 4 modes where it's a momentary switch, so you have to hold on the sustain switch. Mercury X, on the other hand, has what they call a hold modifier, and you can actually set this up to be momentary, latching, and to all sorts of parameters. So in this instance, I just kind of gave it the same effect, where you hold onto this and it holds forever. So to undo all that, we can just click that, and there you go. So that's a little fun tidbit. Now let's get going on the 2. So here is dream mode. Now let's check out on the Mercury X. As you can tell, I'm very original with my naming scheme. Red Dream. Oh look, Red Dream. Mercury X. Okay, so now I want to try the same settings, but do the mix all the way wet. You'll notice on the Slöer how I changed this one knob and it went to a magenta color. That tells you that the knobs are not in place of where the setting is. To just figure out where the knob should be, you just rotate it back and it'll blink in the color of the preset, in this case red. But full mix, full wet. Little trick I just did, I just turned the mix, the dry trim, all the way to like negative 100, so there's like no dry. For some reason I have this set up that way as opposed to using the mix knob. Don't ask me why. So to me, there's definitely some differences in the way the attack hits in both of these algorithms. I feel like the attack is more pronounced in the Mercury X, the way I have it set, than the slower. But as it kind of smooths out and diffuses, they kind of end up, in my opinion, with some of the same kind of warbly, slow modulated patterns. So they end up in the same place, but initially they're a little bit different. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Hitting both of these buttons at the same time will change the preset. This time to green. That is, let's see. Nope. There you go. Green, light. Oh man. So actually, that's light. That's why. Let's set this to where it's supposed to be on all the knobs. Where did I have it? Oh, pretty high up. Okay. Same there. Okay. Here we go. Green light. That one goes on for quite a while. I have the decay almost maxed out. Let's just get that down. Just for the time's sake. All right. Okay, now we'll do this fully wet. Absolutely love how long that decay is. I really do. Mix all the way there to wet. So in those, the light settings, the way we have it here, I do feel like the slower is a bit warmer, and the Mercury X is a bit more hi-fi. In terms of those, the initial reverb attack and the way, like how it ramps up and decays, I feel like the ramp's a little bit slower, ramp up on that reverb. It's a little bit slower on the no pun intended, and a little bit more immediate on the Mercury X. Again, this is how I have these two set up in the moment. there are so many things you can tweak in the Mercury X to get it and to fine tune it exactly how you have it. There's also like a micro tune. Sounds like on the octave on the Mercury X that I'm not hearing in the slower, and maybe it's just where it's kind of placed in the mix. We'll see. All right, next one, blue. So this is the rain mode on the slower. And now to the Mercury X. Let's go full wet on the slower. And the Mercury X. So again, just the two differences between the two pedals here. And realistically, the settings are similar, but they're not exact, because the pedals are not exact. And obviously you can have your own opinions, and that's perfectly okay. In my opinion, the slower is a little bit more immediate. It is warmer in how it sounds. I do like that it's a pretty simplistic layout in the user interface and what you can get, how you can adjust everything. There are some secret hidden features by holding down both knobs, or holding down the bypass switch actually, and turning things, which we didn't mess with, like panning and the rate of the modulation. That you can get to, and the Mercury X, that's all there as well. It's just a little bit different in how they do it, because it's all menu based, and it's not a hard menu to navigate. It's actually fairly easy, especially if you have their LVX delay. So there's a lot of really great things in this pedal too, and I think this Mercury X has a more hi-fi sound to it, which might actually equate to sitting better in a full band mix or in a production mix, especially with multiple guitars or synths and that sort of thing, where you're fighting for that lower mid frequencies that it seems like the slower is kind of sitting in. Not one is right or better than the other, they're just different. So there you go, that's my take. I appreciate you hanging out and listening. As you know, like and subscribe, and throw out some comments. Let me know what you think. Which one do you like better? And if there's anything else that you want to see, any questions, ask away. In the meantime, be well. Peace.